So Florida State offensive line was a huge priority with this class. If you've been watching Florida State football the last few years, you knew that was going to be expected. Qae'shon Sapp is one of the highest regarded offensive linemen that FSU signed in this class, and what should be a really good class for the future. He's a 4-star from Leesburg, Georgia, listed at 6'4", 310 pounds, big, strong, physical guy. I know when he came on his visit, he's one of those guys, even not in pads, you're just impressed by him physically. But you've been watching his film, Dominic. What kind of things have you seen out of Qae'shon Sapp when you watch some of his huddle highlights?
When you look at these offensive linemen, I think it's really important that you find versatility. You want a guy who can do multiple things, and you really want to find athleticism. You don't want a big, overweight, slow guy. Those guys are tough to find a space for them on a college line. So when I watch him, I just see a lot of versatility. I see a guy who can get out on the edge and pull and really do some damage. Get downhill. It looks to be a very versatile athlete. He's not just a big guy that's just moving bodies. And so you see this clip here. He pulls around and just absolutely annihilates a linebacker on a counter play. And this is the type of guy that I think that guys are looking for. You really worry about, and it's hard to tell, in terms of, size and, how guys project when they get to the college level, because you never know if he's going against another or just a high school kid who's not going to play college ball, and his, strength is a hard thing to judge. But when you see him play, you can see that this guy is a good athlete who can move and, really kind of projects to be a guy that's will probably redshirt. And I believe most college linemen, especially at that level, at the Division I big time level, are going to need to spend a year in redshirt. And I think all these guys that Florida State signed are going to be in that mold. But he fits into a guy that could potentially work his way into a starting job, after that freshman year, probably that third season, his redshirt sophomore season.
You obviously played at Florida State. You've been around a lot of great athletes. You've trained a lot of good football players. You've been part of coaching staffs on the college level as a consultant as well. How you always hear people say the offensive line's the most difficult position to evaluate, or some people will say that. What do you have to look for? Because like you said, you show that clip of him burying some dude, and it's impressive. And I think as fans, we get all excited. But like, what are coaches looking for that maybe takes some of the risk out of evaluating offensive linemen?
Yeah, it's a very tough one. Again, like I said earlier, I think versatility is one. You want to see a guy that's doing multiple things. He's not just road grading and pancaking 190-pound defensive linemen or linebackers, but you want to see a guy running the edge and on a reach block. You want to see a guy pull like he's pulling here. You want to see a guy in space on a screen, maybe a wide receiver screen or a screen to the back. You want to see him, work on a down block on a power scheme, and then you want to see him, pass protect, obviously. And again, you want to watch their footwork in the pass protection, not necessarily the end result. And that's kind of the biggest thing, where you can get caught up in watching the end result of a lineman, a 300-pound lineman, pancaking a guy. But how did he arrive at that? And that's a little bit more important.
Well, Florida State fans are definitely excited. Maybe some other fan bases get excited about receivers or DBs. Florida State fans certainly get excited about offensive linemen, and Qae'shon Sapp is a huge piece of this recruiting class for Florida State.